How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, Faze Crypto, and of course, today is July 30th, 2019, and we've been seeing Bitcoin moving relatively sideways, and figured that it would be a good time to take a little bit of attention away from our Bitcoin schedule and focus in on Holochain a little bit more. And I think that it's good to give attention to these technologies, these altcoins that have some real serious potential. I mean, when we want to talk about the future of Bitcoin, we want to also give some service to some of these cryptocurrencies that stand to revolutionize the revolution when it comes to cryptocurrency and the potential that's in store for a lot of these different things. And I mean, we got to really think about the future of peer-to-peer. It's interesting that first of all, I just want to start off by making the point of just thinking about all these different tech companies and the fact that they're still to this day overlooking the peer-to-peer option. I mean, I think sites like YouTube and could be a lot better off using peer-to-peer. I mean, really, I think that that's the way of the future. And I think that right now, as the cryptocurrency sort of conversation begins to heat up, we'll be seeing a lot more attention being really going towards the direction of cryptocurrencies as similar towards the way that we've seen Holochain as they've been able to position themselves. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting day in the cryptocurrency world. We've got the Bitcoin price, of course, is pretty much moving, like I said, sideways around that 9,500 range. The 9,000 to 10,000 seems to be the sweet spot. Of course, we're still technically bearish. However, I believe that we'll be seeing the getting a better idea of where the crypto space is going to be headed in a very short amount of time. In particular, August will probably be a very determining variable as far as we could see how the trajectory of Bitcoin has brought us to where it is right now. But I want to talk about data. I think one of my favorite things to talk about is, I mean, it's probably one of the most important things that goes side by side with the cryptocurrency space. And I think Holochain, when we want to talk about the idea of giving people more of a human internet, these are things that are really relevant to the conversation that's centered around. I mean, of course, we're seeing with like the Libra the conversation, Facebook trying to get into cryptocurrency, and these big companies, which is something that we're going to continue to see happening. I mean, of course, it makes sense that blockchain launches. Interesting article right here. The company called Blockchain is mostly known for its cryptocurrency wallet. Today, the company is also launching an exchange, to buy and sell cryptocurrencies without going through a third-party exchange, which is definitely an interesting piece of news as well. And all these different topics and more we'll be getting into, and I think that it's definitely interesting to see how we've been witnessing sort of a trend in the cryptocurrency space. I mean, top performers at this time, we've got Tezos, U-Network, Golem. They're very interesting to see the way that the mentality surrounding the cryptocurrency space has been really making a interesting splash on the scene. And I think that as more people do their research into the technologies, we'll probably won't be able to help but see more people paying more attention to cryptos like Holochain and the cryptos that obviously sort of represent a key variable when we want to talk about the crypto, as far as not only limited to spending power, but I mean, I think that there's an opportunity loss that happens when people focus too much on the cryptos that are taking up a lot of the limelight right now. And I think that'll probably be one of the biggest regrets of the crypto paradigm shift as it currently happens. These people who will probably put a lot of stake in the brand name of Facebook and the Libra cryptocurrency sort of attempting at least to to lead the way, as the paradigm shift continues to exert itself. But that's definitely an interesting point to make, and I've seen it echoed by a lot of different commenters and stuff. But I draw your attention to the Holochain white paper, which is, I think, definitely interesting. Gives us an idea of where we'll be seeing various different things in the crypto space, making a lot of these different all these various different upgrades, and as far as where we're going to be seeing the overall space moving in a direction to be more all-encompassing. And I think that that's sort of the marker of where we're going to be expecting to see a lot of these different things as they've been coming to the front and center, the limelight, as it were. And now it's definitely one of those things that I'm not going to miss. I mean, as far as where we're expecting to see Bitcoin going in the short term, the price and all these different things, not as important as the overall question of data that's happening right now, and the idea of where we're going to be seeing the internet as it goes through its natural evolution from this point moving forward. And I'm sure that we'll be seeing the technologies that put the control of identity, ownership of data, all these different things are going to be very important as far as the sort of people who know what's good, the woke sections of the public will definitely be wanting these sort of things back. And I think that it's really a marker of what's happening right now is the people have the decision as to whether they're going to essentially support the cryptocurrencies that are going to have their best interests in mind, as opposed to various other, Capital One has over 1 million customers, data accessed, and a massive security breach, and no one has ever hacked Bitcoin. And that's sort of a symptom of the future. I love these tweets by Pomp. The first country to embrace Bitcoin and use regulations to incentivize entrepreneurs to build within their borders will have a significant advantage in the future. I have to agree with that overall sentiment. And I think that it's interesting to see how the space has been making a lot of these different developments in terms of just the raw aspects of it. I mean, we want to talk about the the whole component of data and all these other things. That's definitely a conversation that I'm willing to have, and it's definitely interesting that Bitcoin has a bit of leverage over gold just because of its technological roots. I'm definitely inclined to believe such a sentiment, and I mean, in the future I'll actually be making a video where I'm really going to articulate a case for how Bitcoin will be. I know a lot of people out there don't necessarily need convincing on that front, which is why I'm not necessarily rushing towards getting that video produced. But in the same context, I think it is very important to pay very close attention to the conversation of data and the overall awareness that the public has been sort of showing for itself. And I think it'll be interesting to see that the cryptos that have been able to lay down that foundation for themselves, moving forward. It'll be definitely interesting to see how Holochain fares up in that sort of overall context of how the natural evolution of the internet's going to be taking its overall impact on the space. Now, for anybody who's interested in connecting with us, you could do so on our Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber on Twitter. Always interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Always interested in your perspectives. Of course, remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. No, this video is not financial advice or anything like that. So remember, I'm not your dad. But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how Holochain fares up. I think right now we're seeing a new generation of wealth that's going to be built up around the people who are early comers to a lot of these different technologies. And I think Holochain will be playing a pretty significant role in that paradigm shift. So, I mean, it some very exciting things. I hope plenty of you share in my passion for a lot of these different things. I've read your comments, and I know a lot of people agree with the general sentiment of the arguments that we've made in these videos. Remember, moon the likes, everybody, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.